The internet didn't just react, it erupted. In the quiet hours of the morning when most people were still asleep, a single rumor tore through social media like a lightning strike. By sunrise, careers were on the line, reputations teetered, and relationships were suddenly under intense public scrutiny. Screenshots appeared, vanished, and reappeared, each one carrying raw, unfiltered emotion, often with blurred usernames but no softened rage. At first, fans dismissed it as clickbait. But then the name Remy Ma started trending worldwide, paired with one word that stopped people in their tracks: rebound. This wasn't a mistake and it wasn't a joke. Insiders say it was deliberate, a calculated message aimed straight at Claressa Shields. The implication was clear: someone felt replaced. What made the situation even more combustible was the timing. Claressa and Papoose had finally started appearing publicly together. Viral videos of them laughing, walking together, and openly showing affection had already begun to circulate. Suddenly, the past collided violently with the present. Behind the scenes, sources claimed, private messages, voice notes, and old emotional wounds were being dragged into the light. Emotions were spiraling. Alliances were shifting. Someone who thought they had moved on realized too late that seeing another woman thrive while he was involved with her was unbearable. Social media exploded. Twitter battles erupted. Fan pages split into factions. People were picking sides in a story they barely understood, dissecting every post, every clip, every casual smile as if their lives depended on it. Then came the voice of Claressa herself. She spoke openly about love and support, explaining that being seen and understood in her current relationship felt profoundly different from anything she had experienced in the past. "I love him," she said simply. "I love having his support. So different from what I've had before. How he speaks to me, how he treats me. It's different." Her tone was calm, confident, and full of quiet strength. She admitted wanting some privacy, wanting to enjoy moments together without the scrutiny of the public. She explained that some people judged relationships as if they were competitions, commenting on who had upgraded or downgraded. "That's not what love is about," she said. "We both feel like we upgraded, but love isn't about trophies. It's about understanding, support, and being present for each other." While she spoke about peace, the internet didn't listen. Every word was twisted, every video scrutinized, every photo analyzed for hidden meaning. Even casual gestures were dissected like evidence at a crime scene. And then the rumors intensified. Screenshots and alleged leaks began circulating. Messages that were supposed to be private were now public fodder. Voice notes, conversations, and inside jokes that weren't new but carried the weight of history started appearing online. Sources claimed these weren't simple mistakes or malicious leaks. They were breadcrumbs, reminders from the past, meant to provoke reflection, tension, and perhaps even regret. People close to Remy said she wasn't trying to start a war. She was trying to reclaim a piece of a history she thought was slipping away. Meanwhile, Claressa stepped forward with even more confidence. She shared videos publicly, thanked Papoose openly, and allowed the world to witness the kind of support she valued. One clip showed her walking into a weigh-in, focused and composed, with Papoose behind her. That moment, quiet as it seemed, carried immense weight. A subtle declaration that she wasn't hiding. The internet reacted instantly. Some called her actions bold and strong. Others called them provocative. Behind the scenes, however, sources say Remy interpreted every move as confirmation. Not just that he had moved on, but that he was proud to do so publicly. Inside the private circles, tensions rose quickly. Advisors reportedly urged Claressa to stay quiet, to let the chaos burn itself out. Instead, she hinted at more that wasn't ready to be revealed. That tease alone sent fan communities into speculation overdrive. People assumed there were receipts being withheld, messages, recordings, and evidence that could change the story if ever released. Social media transformed into a battlefield. Hashtags formed overnight. Factions rallied, some defending Remy for reacting to perceived betrayal, others praising Claressa for refusing to shrink herself to accommodate someone else's discomfort. Reaction channels operated around the clock. Clips were paused frame by frame, analyzed for tone, body language, and the slightest inflection. Every caption was considered, every look dissected. Then Papoose spoke publicly. His words were calm, measured, but firm. He denied the narrative being spread online, insisting the public didn't know the full story. Insiders claimed he felt trapped, watching his private life collide with public opinion, forced to compete against rumors and speculation. He referenced long-standing personal struggles and repeated attempts to find peace privately. This reframed the story. Suddenly, it wasn't just about a rebound comment or a fleeting rumor. It was about what happens when unresolved pain meets public exposure. The back and forth continued. Deleted posts resurfaced as screenshots. Messages that disappeared were already archived elsewhere. One insider said Remy felt manipulated, her image being distorted while the full story remained hidden. Another insider claimed Claressa felt unfairly targeted, dragged into a narrative she never created but was forced to navigate. Both sides felt attacked. Both felt wronged. And Papoose in the center tried to outrun a story that refused to pause. Then came a voice note, grainy, emotional, circulating privately. It didn't name names but expressed anger, the feeling of being mocked and replaced. The clip ended abruptly, hinting at knowledge that could change perceptions entirely. Silence followed, but in moments like this, silence is deafening. Claressa responded by amplifying her visibility, speaking openly about support, love, and feeling seen. She rejected the idea that relationships were competitions or trophies. Yet the internet was listening for drama, not wisdom. Every appearance, every smile was interpreted as provocation. Public outings with Papoose, smiles captured on camera, coordinated outfits. These were taken as declarations by fans desperate for clues. Rumors darkened. Whispers claimed Remy's anger had softened into regret, seeing Papoose happy reigniting unresolved emotions. Alleged private materials from the past were said to exist, memories never meant to resurface. Though nothing was confirmed, the implication alone caused panic. The narrative had shifted from gossip to a complicated web of loyalty, love, and unresolved pain. Legal considerations entered the conversation. What could be said publicly? What would have consequences? This confirmed that some truths were being withheld deliberately. And then another quiet rumor emerged. Claressa had warned privately that if boundaries were crossed, she would respond with facts, not theatrics, clarity instead of emotion. Insiders claimed this warning landed precisely where it needed to because there was allegedly one final piece of evidence, devastating only when seen in context. Everyone knew it existed, but no one knew who would act first. The tension was so thick, even silence felt heavy. Timelines buzzed while no statements were made. Group chats erupted even though no posts were being published. The quiet reflected too many secrets being held at once. Pressure came not only from fans but also from lawyers, managers, brand partners, people whose livelihoods depended on preventing further escalation. Damage control depends on cooperation, but according to insiders, cooperation had already fractured. The breaking point came during one exchange insiders describe as calm yet deadly. No shouting, no insults, just clarity. One person stated they were done being painted as a placeholder. The other questioned loyalty and legacy. Emotions froze, and sometimes cold emotion is more dangerous than explosive anger. Following this, social media erupted again. Fans noticed subtle changes. Archived photos, edited captions, disabled comments. These weren't mistakes. People familiar with online behavior knew these moves meant preparation, protection, or a countdown. Speculation about a nuclear option spread. An eventual reveal so clean it could shift the narrative completely. Claressa's tone shifted again. Not louder, not softer, but firmer. She spoke about peace, joy, and refusing battles that weren't hers. According to sources, this was strategy. She had already addressed what needed to be said privately. Publicly, she had nothing left to prove. That confidence unnerved some because it suggested leverage and fearlessness. Papoose became increasingly isolated. Whatever he said, it was interpreted as too little or too late. Supporters accused him of rewriting history. Critics said he avoided accountability. The pressure began showing. Friends claimed he only wanted peace for his family, especially his daughter, which reminded fans of the devotion and quiet sacrifices he had made over the years. Seeing that image crack publicly was jarring. Then a subtle, low-profile rumor appeared. Nothing public, no viral tweet, just whispers. During a Hawaii trip, a private decision had been made. Move forward regardless of the noise. Insiders said that realization hit Remy harder than any insult because it suggested the door she thought open was closing. What followed wasn't chaos but a quiet, tense acceptance. Her online presence became more calculated, less reactive, but those close to her warned that restraint didn't equal surrender. She waits, watches, and strikes only when timing guarantees impact. That belief kept the internet on edge. Fans revisited past footage, jailhouse vows, devoted interviews, moments of endurance. The contrast between then and now felt surreal. Love stories don't always end cleanly, and loyalty doesn't erase hurt. It only postpones it. A final alleged detail surfaced quietly. A private message acknowledging the end of one chapter and the start of another. It wasn't meant to hurt, but to close a chapter. According to insiders, this message explains why no major evidence had emerged yet. Once closure exists, revenge loses power. Still, no one is naive. The story isn't over. Screenshots never fully disappear, emotions resurface, and brands, fans, and those involved know one wrong move could reignite chaos. For now, Claressa and Papoose continue publicly, appearing unshaken though undoubtedly affected. Remy stays quiet, measured, calculated, leaving everyone guessing what she feels behind the calm. The internet watches, hungry for drama, truth, and narrative. Beneath mockery, rumors, and divided fan bases, the reality remains. This story is still unfolding. This wasn't just a rebound comment. It was the loud, painful ending of one chapter, and the quiet, unstoppable beginning of another. If you're still following, understand this. You aren't just a spectator. You are witnessing a story in progress. The truth won't arrive all at once. Screenshots appear months later. Deleted posts resurface at odd hours. A single interview line exposes what people tried to hide. Staying present now is more than gossip. It's context. Every like, every comment, every discussion fuels the algorithm and pushes the next development closer to the surface. This story isn't done. Emotions remain unresolved. Receipts are rumored to exist. Silence is preparation, not closure. Don't scroll past thinking it's over. Stay alert. Pay attention. The next screenshot, the next interview, the next shift could happen at any moment. Being engaged now means understanding the story while it's alive, not after the chaos has passed. The internet never forgets. And this story is far from finished.